Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Today is the 1st of November, so we got a fresh start to the month here. I'm happy with that. Today, I'm sitting up 1,274 bucks. So excellent start to the month. And I'm going to recap my calendar and show you guys kind of last month how it went. Not so great. So I'm going to review some of the progress there. And also, I'm going to dive into today's trades and show you what I traded, show you how it went. And yeah, to go right into it, today was good. Good progress. I built myself a nice cushion, and 1,200 bucks is a pretty good day for me. So let's dive into what I traded. So real quick, here is the performance right here, this intraday balance. This is the kind of chart you like to see, at least for me in my trading and my progress. Not a lot of huge red sell-offs or losses. Did have a few, but nothing was very drastic. In total, I took 44 trades today, so quite a bit of trading, a lot of scalp trades. And the stocks I traded were BTTK, or sorry, BTTX, and SLGG. That was a kind of a small cap runner we had. And then Grill, GRIL. And that was pretty much the only stocks I traded. So those three. Now let's hop on over to yeah, we'll hop on over to BTTX real quick. Show you what's going on here. I didn't even make my first trade today. I got a little bit late into the market, which is totally fine. Sometimes I actually like that because I can wait until things kind of unfold. Because sometimes in the market with the small caps, you might have like the leading gapper that runs initially market open, and then it just sells off. And sometimes it's nice to kind of let the dust settle and see where stocks trade, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours into the day. And that can sometimes give you better support and resistance areas to kind of look out for. So I kind of like that sometimes. Anyways, this stock here, I didn't start trading till 11 or 10:58. And let's see, I made my first trade, I guess, right in here, right in this zone. So I knew we were having some resistance in this area. I was kind of conscious of it, so I was making scalp trades all throughout here. And we finally hit the zone here where everything got way more interesting. It really blew up here, went right into a halt. Now, initially the bad thing on here is we had a really big fast sell-off. And good thing I didn't hop in here. I think I wasn't thinking about hopping into it, but I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't because it opened up massively down, huge flash down, but it did correct. It eventually started running back up, so I started trading this back to that run up to the previous high, and then it blew past that and continued. So a lot of great momentum here, a lot of good areas to be hopping in. I was trading a lot in this zone here because I was looking at it and saying, okay, we're extended. We've reached a climax here, and it's pulled back quite a bit. So let's wait for it. Let's see if it corrects or if it just sells off. It corrected, and then we formed kind of this new area of resistance right in here about 27.53. It hit it a couple times and would sell off, but we had that kind of ascending triangle, like that setup. Always anticipating that breakout. We did get the breakout, but it was just short-lived. Came back, consolidated a little bit, dipped down, and then went for another huge rip. So good moves in here. You had to move quick, though, and you kind of had to know the setup. But anyways, yeah, after that, it kind of flushed and just went downhill from there. It did have a nice bounce here, but I think I was too involved in the next stock to kind of trade this. Normally, I think I would have hopped back in looking for an area where it finally hits a low, finds some support, and then goes for another run. In this instance, it crossed past VWAP, showed some strength, so that was a good move there, but I did not trade that area. So at that point, I moved on over to, I think it was SLGG for a minute, This one was tricky. This was in the area here where it was just kind of not doing much all day long. And I didn't like this stock in regards to just how whippy it was. It really felt like there was a lot of chop in it. And if, you know, I was watching a lot of the level 2 on this and the tape, and everything felt just very choppy. Like it would run up a little bit and then just like hesitate for quite a while and then push past it. And I couldn't really read it that well just because of it, like the flow of it. So I only got a few trades on it, but I was anticipating, you know, kind of this area here of eventually breaking out. And I read that right. We came up and hit this 404 area, dropped down and curled away, you know, and took a nice huge rip. So good spot for momentum in there. Then I switched over to GR Grill, GRIL. This one was good. Now, at first, it was a little tricky in the sense that, look at this, no volume all day long, and then we've seen this from time to time where we get a stock that'll just explode out of nowhere. Volume comes rushing in, and it was doing nothing before, literally nothing, and then boom, out of nowhere explodes. And I kind of hesitate on those. I like to wait just a little bit to see if there is continuation, if the volume keeps coming in, because a lot of times we can have where it rushes up. Here it went on a second run, and then look at this, boom, it just completely flushes down, and they come down fast and hard. So you got to be careful on that. And my only like way to hedge on that is just to see that there's more volume coming in and that it, you know, does create some kind of support before it breaks down. But it broke down so hard and fast that this felt a little worrisome on coming back to it. But lo and behold, it, you know, consolidated, had a nice curl up past VWAP, and then boom, goes into another rush. And I was still a little hesitant. I did get a few just small quick trades, nothing huge. But once we got into a zone where I go, okay, if it kind of double topped here, came back down, and now we're making higher lows. So we're getting more support, and it's not flushing completely, and it's supporting. And now we're going up here. This is definitely a zone to watch here to see if we're going to get that third breakout, or if it's going to hit that third spot of resistance and fade again. It did, but then curled and broke past it finally. So good zone, good trading in here. I was just trying to be really quick with it too, because there were some spots in here, you know, where it felt like it was just unstable, like it would, you know, come ripping down at any point. But you know, had some more strength, so it was cool to see that. Went all the way up to 220, traded that a bunch. Most of my shares, let's see, on GRIL, like I was taking 1,000 shares, and if I felt like it was the right setup, I think I hopped into 3,000. But most of them were 1,000 share size, so not huge share size for me on this one, because it is a lower price stock, but it's more volatile, so I wanted to kind of take care of my risk and manage it a little bit better on that. Anyways, that pretty much wraps up my trading for today. I really like starting the month with a day like this, $1,200 in the bank. I want to show you something, because this is what is really important. This is what is really bad about my trading. We'll go to the calendar. I want to show you last month. Okay, so October here, I had 16 green days and 4 reds. So the ratios are perfect for me. To see that I have 16 winners and 4 red days, to me, those are good ratios. My problem is my red days are always pretty massive. Not always, but I will from time to time have a big drawdown, and it's just I get too trigger happy, and I think there's opportunity sometimes where there's not, and I just go in too heavy and don't manage the risk. And so anyways, I want to show you this. So look at my green days on October. They're not massive. I mean, 11, 17, 298, 85, 240, 64, 195. These are not big days at all. 494, 100, 17, 1340. My biggest day, 3,000. So that was a good day, but not massively big. look at my red days. I've got 1,000 here. These two aren't bad, 66 and 109. I'll take that all day long. But this, $1,000 down, that's bad. And here is just horrible. Absolutely, this is pathetic. Down 7 grand on this one day. And I want to show you. So I ended the month up 1682, which is pretty pathetic for the fact that my ratios are so great. And I had a lot of winning days. But that loser right there, that 7 grand loser, wiped so much profit away. Let me show you this. I'm going to take out that day and show you where I'd be at. So I'm sitting up 1682. I'd be up 8K, 8.5K right there without that one day. So that's very important for me to know. And it's not worth it for me to get so crazy like that and get, sometimes it's breaking rules, getting emotionally hung up on bad trades and forcing things. And that's easily how you will, make those big red days. So I've got to be conscious of trying to just ease those out. If I do go red, I just have to bite the bullet and say, hey, a 2K loss would have been way more acceptable, but 7K is ridiculous. It knocks out so much progress. So much. And I was just barely getting positive on the month. I mean, the last week of October, this is phenomenal. 7 grand right there on the last week. But I managed to lose that in one day on that Friday on the 22nd. So crazy stuff. That's how it goes. Not much to show for it, so I'm not really necessarily happy with that. But I felt like, especially in this week, last week, I turned things around a bit. So anyways, this month, I'm starting 1274, which is almost what I made for the entire last month. So if you really think about that, it's just like, look, I need to keep these green days going for sure. And when I suffer the red day, I have to walk out early. I've got to do something to get away, walk away, and stick to those, max loss rules. So, if I can avoid that, I'll be looking real good. And that's my goal for this month, is to just manage risk a little bit better and to try to be consistent, put on good days. And today is a good day in the sense that I felt like I didn't try to force too many things. There were maybe 1 or 2 trades that I felt like I forced just a little bit, but my share size wasn't massive enough to take a huge loss. So I just kind of felt like I was kind of going with the flow, just looking for the good setups, going with them and not worrying about anything else. And I think it put me in a good position today. And that's how I want to see the rest of the month go, just consistent green. There's going to be a red day here or there for sure. It's going to happen. As long as I can keep it small, I'll be okay. But anyways, that is it, guys. That's it for this one. I hope you guys had a great day today and you started off the month well. If you're red, sorry about that. And, just try to learn from the mistakes and keep moving forward. But that's it. And I will see you tomorrow on the next one.